Ocarina of Time, I'm really excited for. I don't know how much more I could say
Mhm.
that you guys didn't. I'm excited to see if they added cutscenes like Star Fox and orchestrated music and
Well, there's
all
one
that
thing I
stuff.
will ask, and you can
Mhm,
start, Corey, and then Ed, you can throw it in too. Now, Star Fox, I did not mind this as much in, but with Star Fox, everything was exactly where it was located in the N64
mhm.
version.
Mhm.
Nothing changed in that sense. For Star Fox, I felt that that was fine. I don't know how I'd feel if they did that with Ocarina of Time. What do you think, and what would you want, Corey? Then Ed.
So I'm of two minds of this. I almost feel like they're not going to please everyone. People are going to
Mhm.
want the faithful remake with just a new coat of paint. People are going to want the light dungeon to return. People are going to want some sort of like, Resident Evil remake twist where like, like the hallway where the dogs jump through the window in the original and then they don't, right? Like they're going to want something different, but still feels familiar. And then you're going to want the people who want Breath of the Wild set in the Ocarina of Time, game. And that's not happening either. I feel like remakes have like Resident Evil and Final Fantasy have put remakes on a brand new level of
Mhm.
game, and I just feel like if it, especially if it's Grezzo, like I still feel like this is going to be a pretty faithful remake of Ocarina of Time, down to the point where
Mhm.
I bet you could probably use the N64 controller to play it if you really wanted to, just like Star Fox. Would I like to see the Light Temple? I would really like them to add something unique, right? But I really feel like this game needs to be faithful just for the simple fact that it is one of the most important games of all time, and you don't really want to screw that up. I think
Mhm.
you look at Final Fantasy VII, the remake project has the wiggle room because a turn-based polygonal RPG kind of rushed out. You have that kind of wiggle room to make something dynamic and unique, especially with all the Final Fantasy VII stuff that's come after it with Crisis Core and Advent Children and even Dissidia and the spectacles of the battles from later Final Fantasy games. Like
Mhm.
people want to see those characters in that. Zelda, and for better or for worse, Zelda hasn't really changed all that much in terms of what it looks like,
Yeah.
even combat and stuff. So like I still feel like the combat could evolve a little bit, item management could evolve a little bit, but generally speaking, I think Lon Lon Ranch is going to be in the middle of Hyrule Field. Maybe they add little secrets in Zora's Domain or Lake Hylia or Death Mountain. Like maybe they add little things like that, or like add shrines maybe to like spruce it up a little bit to add a little bit of content. But I think generally speaking, it's going to be a pretty faithful remake, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I do hope they make Hyrule feel a little less empty, but other than that, I'm
Hmm.
fine. I
Mhm.
will trust Nintendo with their decisions for one of the best video games of all time. And not just because I said it, but because Metacritic and others say it.